Hi everyone, welcome or back to my channel. I'm Sally and this is my channel, Secret Life of a Seamstress, where I love to talk all about sewing a handmade wardrobe. Thank you so much for joining me today and I hope you're all doing really well and having a lovely day. So today's video is going to be a Sew the Trends video. It's been a little while since I've done a Sew the Trends, so I thought I would share what I've seen today, some looks that I've seen around on the high street that I've been inspired by, and some sewing patterns that we can use to recreate these looks. So if you would like to follow me on Pinterest and see all of the looks and things that I have been pinning, you can follow me at the link down here. And if you are interested in what I'm wearing today I'm wearing a Lyra dress by Tilly and the Buttons. This is a slightly hacked version. I've hacked it to make it fully buttoned down, and I've just added a couple of breast pockets as well. If you are interested in the sewing process for this dress, I do have a full sew along video which I will pop up here and link down below as well, so you can see exactly how I did the hacks and all of that. So without any further ado, let's get into the video, shall we? And the first trend that's caught my eye on the high street, and I'm sure it's probably caught yours too, is crochet. I absolutely love how crochet is having a moment at the moment. There are various different takes on it over on the high street as well, ranging from tank tops, cardigans, dresses and pullovers to full-on maxi dresses, beach cover-ups and also maxi skirts as well. It's giving me real 70s vibes, and I absolutely love having a look at these makes on the high street and just seeing how pretty and how detailed the stitches are. I'm not sure it's a trend I would wear full on myself. I absolutely love the look of crochet maxi dresses, crochet beach dresses and even crochet trousers there are around at the moment as well. I'm not sure how much of this trend I would actually wear, but I am loving the crochet tank tops and also crochet cardigans and cover-ups that there are around. So I'm actually going to start off sharing some actual crochet patterns for this part of the video, but if you don't crochet and you are a sewer, don't worry, because I do have some ideas for how you can make this trend work for you in your sewing life as well as your yarn craft life. So the first crochet pattern I wanted to share was this olive tank top pattern. I absolutely love the boxy shape of this, and I thought it would be a reasonably easy crochet as well. And in the description of the pattern, it does say that it just uses double and treble crochet stitches, and actually on this lady's website she does offer some tutorial classes as well. The next pattern I have to share is this easy summer scallop tank top, and what I really liked about this one is that it looked super simple, but I love the scallop detail around the bottom of the hem of this top. Again, in the pattern details, the designer does say that this is a beginner pattern. It's quite a simple boxy shape and it just has some basic shaping at the armholes and some quite thick straps that would be good for covering your bra. Scallops are everywhere at the moment in homeware as well as in clothing, so I thought this one was right on trend. Next up, if you are a more experienced or even a more adventurous crocheter, I really wanted to include this amazing crochet dress pattern. This one is just right on trend. There are so many designer dresses that look like this out on the high street at the moment. I think this would be so good if you are off on a hot holiday this year. This would be amazing as a beach cover up or something to take you from the beach into your evening as well. So let's move on to cardigans then. If you are a beginner crocheter, then I think this one would be right up your street. It's a cardigan that's literally made out of a huge granny square, so it's kind of like a shrug. Super easy design, and of course you could really make it your own in the colours that you use. If you wanted to be more neutral, you could just crochet it in a nice cream colour or a white or a black, and that would be great again for a lovely cover up on a summer evening. If you want to go down the crochet jumper route, then I absolutely love this pattern that I found on Etsy. This is made from lots of different granny squares that I believe you just sew together. Again, such a lovely, beautiful crochet design pattern. I think it looks lovely here in white, but if you wanted to be really boho and really bright and out there, then of course you could crochet each granny square in a different colour and that would look amazing. Okay, so what if you are a sewer and you have no intention of learning how to crochet, you just want to sew? Well, I think for us sewers, there are always ways that we can adapt these trends and use them in our own sewing lives. So I have found a couple of really beautiful crochet lace fabrics that I think we can use to recreate this look. So I think this is a really great way of getting that sort of crocheted look and feel, but with the ease of sewing rather than spending hours crocheting. So for me, I think I would adapt this trend and use this kind of fabric with something really basic so that it really showed off the fabric well. So I would use a simple style shift top or maybe a woven tee top. You could line it if you wanted to just by bagging it out so that it wouldn't be completely see-through, but you could make it just in this lace fabric and wear a simple vest or cami underneath. If you wanted to go down the dress route, then again go for something really super simple, again like a shift dress or a really simple style maxi dress. But I think the key with using this kind of lace fabric is that you just choose a very simple pattern and let the fabric do the talking. By the way, if you are watching this video and it's inspiring you to either start sewing or to take your sewing to the next level, then I highly recommend you check out Skillshare. And Skillshare are kindly sponsoring this part of the video. So if you haven't already heard of Skillshare, and I'm sure you probably have, they are the largest online learning community for creatives, and they have literally thousands of courses available to view, ranging from dressmaking, sewing and crochet to filmmaking, video editing and business management too. I always feel as though summer is a great time to learn a new skill. Things tend to, sometimes but not always, slow down a little bit, giving you a little bit more time to focus on a new hobby or something that you've wanted to learn for quite some time. For me personally, I tend to use Skillshare a lot for my work. So I've recently been learning quite a lot about productivity and also YouTube thumbnails and SEO and all that kind of stuff. Where my hobbies are concerned, I would really like to take my crochet to the next level. So I've been dabbling with crochet for quite some time, and I would say that I can crochet, but I've never challenged myself to make a crochet garment or anything like that. So I've lined up this learning path all about how to take your crochet to the next level, and I'm going to be working my way through this over the summer months. Learning paths are curated sequential class collections to help you master a specific skill, and there are loads available to choose from, including taking your knitting and crochet to the next level and how to sew your own clothes. I've recently just finished the learning path on how to master productivity with Ali Abdaal, and I absolutely loved it. It was so interesting, and I've actually lined up his second learning path on productivity that I'm hoping to work my way through over the next month or so. Skillshare are kindly offering the first 500 people to sign up using the link below my video a 1 month free trial. As I've mentioned before, I actually started my own Skillshare journey using a 1 month free trial, and 2 years later I'm still using them. I'll leave all of the information that you need, including that sign up link, below in the description of this video, and I really hope that after watching this you'll pop over and see all that Skillshare have to offer. Thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this part of the video. Now let's get back to Sew the Trends. The next trend that I'm seeing around everywhere at the moment is waistcoats. So I'm sure you've seen this trend as well. Waistcoats are everywhere at the moment. Not only formally tailored waistcoats, but also waistcoat style tops as well. So waistcoats can be worn formally as a kind of matching set with a nice tailored pair of trousers or shorts, or more casually with a nice drawstring linen pair of trousers with a wide leg. Waistcoats are also worn with jeans and jean shorts as well, and I think they look really nice just worn on their own as a top with nothing underneath. If you want to go really boho, then there are some lovely quilted vests and waistcoats around on the high street as well. And I absolutely love how creative you could get with this kind of vest. So there are loads of plain quilted versions around, but there are also some really, really pretty embroidered quilted waistcoats around too. It's kind of the next step on, I think, from the quilted jacket trend that's been around for so long. So the first pattern I thought we could use to recreate this trend is this butterick pattern. I thought this was right on trend, particularly with a more formal and tailored style. So this pattern comes with a lovely tailored pair of trousers, tailored fitted waistcoat, but also a pair of pleated tailored shorts as well. So I thought you were covered on all bases with this one if you do want to go down the smarter tailored route. Next, I found this one on Etsy actually, but it's by Grasser. I think that's how you say it. Grasser. I really love this style and I thought it was slightly different. This one has a higher rounded neck rather than the V-neck that we tend to see everywhere, and that's more popular and more common. It's buttoned through, it has some princess seams, some welt pockets, and it has a belt at the back that you can use to draw the waistcoat in slightly. I think it looks great as the model's wearing it, just with nothing underneath and just as a top. Next, I found this one from Puff and Pencil. I really love this one. Again, it's a more fitted style and it's got that pointed sort of bottom. I can't think how to describe that at the moment. I want to say pointed hem, pointed lapels. I'm not quite sure, but you know what I mean. You can see it from the image. It's quite fitted, this one. It has the V-neck, some princess seams to fit everything really nicely over your body, and a nice welt pocket as well, so it looks super smart. I thought I would just pop in this knitting pattern if you are a knitter and you fancy having a go at a knitted vest or waistcoat look style top. This one has a V-neck. It looks super simple to knit. It's quite boxy, quite short and cropped. And if you are an experienced knitter, I think this would take you no time at all to knit. Again, I love how they've styled this in the pattern. I think it's right on trend with the tailored trousers. And from the image, it looks as though this top can be worn back to front as well. So you can have it with the back worn at the front with the V-neck and the buttons at the back. And I thought that was really, really pretty. And a great take on this trend if you are a knitter. So let's have a few quilted style vests, shall we? I absolutely love the look of this one. This is the Emily vest. So this one is a super simple vest or waistcoat top. The pattern does say that you can use pre-quilted fabric or you can quilt your own fabric. So if you want a super speedy sew, then just use a pre-quilted fabric and bias bind the edges. There are some welt pockets in this particular vest or waistcoat, but I guess you could leave them out if you wanted the make to be even easier. Another pattern I thought I would include, just because of the amount of options there were in it, is this Ikiti pattern. So as you can see from the line drawings, there are loads of different options with this pattern. You can sew a V-neck, a mandarin collar. You can have it either with a simple little bow tie, a double button closure, a single button closure, or even a D-ring closure for a really easy finish. There are also pockets if you want to include those. If you're a beginner and want a little bit more help in sewing this pattern, there is a tutorial video on the Ikiti website that you can use that helps you with all options. So I thought this would be a really good one for beginners. So the next high street trend I thought I would include is the puff sleeve. So 80s puffball style sleeves are really making a comeback, and to be honest, I'm not quite sure how I feel about this trend, but I thought I would include it anyway because it is everywhere. So there are some humongous puff sleeves out there if you really are looking for a statement piece. But luckily, if you want a nod to that trend, but you don't want to go full on puffball, probably the route that I'll be taking, there are some really lovely elasticated big puffy sleeves still around on the high street. I know this trend has been around for a while now and I've probably talked about it before, but I wanted to include it today because, as I say, puffball sleeves are really having a moment. Puff sleeve dresses are worn short, midi or maxi, so you can take your pick for a style that best suits you. So the first pattern I found that I thought would suit this trend perfectly is this Vicky Sews uni dress. This dress is giving me 80s child birthday party vibes. It has the huge puffball sleeves, quite a fitted style bodice which ties at the back. The skirt is quite short and above the knee and quite full, so it really does flare out from the bodice and give that twirly kind of party feel. I love how they've sewn this from what I think is a red satin. That would be perfect party wear, wouldn't it? And red is really on trend for this season, so I've heard. Next, if you wanted to be slightly more understated and perhaps a little bit more sophisticated, I love the look of this Vogue pattern. Definitely nails the puffball sleeve look, but it's got that more sophisticated shift dress look. The dress has a centre front seam with a split, making it easier to walk, and a nice bow tie at the neck. I think this one looks really, really lovely. It'd be great for a holiday. There's a really lovely example on the Minerva website of someone that's made this one up, and I thought it looked amazing. Next, if you want to go for a longer style puffball dress, I love this one from the Assembly line. It's sewn from lots of different panels, so it does give you that really swooshy feel. I think this one is maybe a little bit more flattering because the puff isn't starting directly from your shoulders, it's starting a little bit further down your arm. So you do have the cap sleeves sort of first, and then you have the big voluminous bottom of the sleeve, and that is giving you the puffy style or the nod to the puffball look. I really love how they've sewn this one up in a plain black. I think it gives it that understated feel, but you've got the drama of the sleeve, so it just makes the dress really stand out. I also really like this cloud dress by Sewing Mason. I think this is more the style we've become accustomed to lately, isn't it, with the gathered tiers and things like that. But what I really liked about this one is the drawn in puff sleeves. So the sleeves seem to start quite far into your chest and they are really big and voluminous. So they still have that lovely nod to the puffball style, but in a little bit more of an understated, summery way that you could just wear day to day. Of course, I had to include the new and already super popular Tilly and the Buttons nail pattern. This pattern at the time of filming has just come out this week, and already I can see that it's super popular on Instagram. So the nail dress actually has a dress or a blouse option, but it does have these really lovely puffy sleeves that you can use on either option. You can make it as a button-down dress or you can make it as a tie front shirt dress as well. The other pattern that was released this week with a similar kind of style was the Fleur dress by Fabric Godmother. Again, this one has the nod to the tie front style that's everywhere at the moment, so you can make this one as a dress or a blouse. And again, this does include the big puffy sleeves, so I thought that would be a really nice one to include in this section too. The next trend I wanted to include is short jackets. Short jackets are again everywhere at the moment and in so many different styles. So I'm sure you would have seen the Chanel style boucle type jacket or cardigan, very boxy, very square, round high neck, button down with a straight sleeve. They seem to be everywhere at the moment, sewn from boucle fabric, sometimes knit, and sometimes even denim or quilted too. There's also the short Macintosh or trench style coat, which I am really loving at the moment. You know how much I love a trench coat, and I really love this short style too. There are also loads of bomber jackets around on the high street and also utility styles as well. These are worn just with jeans and t-shirts and vests, but also they look lovely worn over dresses and skirts too. I think having a short jacket in your wardrobe this season is really going to serve you well. So if you want to go down the sort of Chanel style boucle jacket type thing, I thought this Vicky Sews Grace jacket fit the bill perfectly. It's got that high round neck, the straight sleeves, and it has the button detail at the front too. This is quite a tailored, quite involved make. It is fully lined and the lining and main fabric are piped inside as well. So this would be really quite an involved make, something to really get your teeth into. Next is this one, it's the Stylark Adelaide jacket. I thought this was a more simple style take on that round neck button up style, slightly more relaxed, a little bit more boxy and slightly more oversized. And the shoulders are quite dropped, the jacket's quite cropped, and again I think it would just look lovely just worn simply over jeans or a dress. You could sew it from a linen or maybe a twill and it would be a lovely light jacket to wear in the summertime. If you want to go down the short cropped trench style jacket route, then this pattern is perfect. I found this one on Etsy, so it has all of your classic trench style details, but it's cropped really short at the waist. I think these jackets look so good worn over dresses. I love how it's been styled on the model here, but I've also seen these kind of jackets just worn with baggy jeans, baggy cargo trousers, baggy linen trousers. It's just a really good versatile style that you can dress up or down. There's also the Grey Line Studio Cortland trench jacket. This is a lovely A-line style silhouette cropped trench jacket with again all of your traditional trench style features like a flap at the front, welt pockets and a double-breasted finish. This would be a great jacket for spring and summertime, especially if you live in the UK. Weather is so changeable. I think this would be so lovely, again just worn over anything summery basically. If it turns cold while you're out, you could just throw this jacket on, you'd be nice and cozy and warm. I really like that this one has raglan seam detail. And I also really like the detail at the back of this one with the yoke and the centre back seam. If you fancy a cropped bomber jacket this season, then the Assembly line have an amazing cropped bomber jacket pattern. I love the style of this one. So it's super cropped, it has a very wide waistband, an optional collar, so you don't have to have the collar in this one. Raglan seams, which are always nice and easy to fit, and obviously you can make it in lots of different fabrics. I love the tweed or the checked fabric that they've used, but I think you could just as easily obviously make this in a plain as well. The jacket has a zip closure, and you can also play around with some detailing on the sleeves too. Another option for a lovely bomber jacket is this one by Sew Over It. It's the Amelia bomber jacket. Again, quite cropped with a zipped finish. This one has a lovely pointed collar, elasticated long sleeves, and it is fully lined as well. So again, you could just get really creative with this one. You could have it in a nice bright colour for spring and summertime, or a nice neutral that would just go with everything. Finally, I'll just include a few options if you want to go down the more utility style jacket route. And I bet you can guess the pattern that I'm going to recommend. Of course, it is going to be the Ilford jacket by Friday Pattern Company. So this is such a great pattern that you can use if you want to go for that cropped utility style jacket. It has all the features that you need for a utility style jacket, the collar, the various different pocket options that you can use. And of course, all you'd need to do with this one is just crop the length a little bit shorter if you wanted to have it more on trend. Another jacket that I'm planning to sew up for this summertime is the Stylark Smith jacket. Again, this one has that sort of boxy utility style, but what I liked about this one was the yoke and the box pleat at the back. I think it just gives a little bit more shaping, and it looks a little bit more airy and floaty for summertime. The next trend I thought I would include is oversized blouses and shirts. I feel as though in these Sew the Trends videos, I always end up talking about shirts, but let's be honest, they're always everywhere really, aren't they? And every year or every season, there's just a slight different take on the styles of the shirts and things that are around. So for this particular season, what's really caught my eye is the oversized style, peasanty, kind of floaty blouses with humongous sleeves again, and sometimes quite high collars. Again, I feel as though these are kind of 70s hippie style boho sort of blouses. I hope I'm in the right era there, and I hope you know what I mean. The first pattern that I thought would suit this trend really well, particularly for the oversized peasant style blouse, is the Roscoe blouse by True Bias. This pattern has been around for some time, hasn't it? And it's one that I had planned to sew for myself a little while ago, but just never really got around to it. This one would be perfect though for that peasant style trend. I think this blouse comes up quite oversized already, but if you really did want to go for that big billowy peasanty style artist smock kind of look, then you could always size up. There are some lovely big gathered sleeves in this pattern and a nice bound collar as well. So if you want to go down the hippie style look, then choose yourself a nice brightly coloured floral fabric. This simplicity pattern was also a really lovely nod to this trend. Again, a very peasant style. You can make it with floaty sleeves or drawn in elasticated sleeves. I love the square neck of this one. I thought it really gave that peasanty look and feel, and there are also quite a number of different sleeve options you can use for this one. So you can have the nice floaty flutter sleeve, you could draw it in with elastic, or you could have the longer elasticated billowy sleeves. And long sleeves seem to be around quite a lot on the high street for this season, and I really love the look of a long sleeve blouse and a pair of shorts. I think that looks so pretty together. So let's have a really out there style blouse, shall we? And this one is from Atelier Brunette. I love that Atelier Brunette are doing patterns now. They've been my favourite fabric company for quite some time, and I really love the look of their patterns as well. I absolutely love the sleeves on this pattern. Check out that for a statement sleeve. So this blouse has quite a high frill neck, these amazing wing-like sleeves. I'm sure these sleeves must have a name. It gives this lovely sort of semicircle shape to the blouse when you hold your arms out, and I thought that looked amazing. The blouse has a lovely gathered yoke at the shoulders and at the back too, so it would look great in a really pretty drapey fabric. So pretty and so cool and floaty for summertime. Another take on that sort of peasant style artist smock style blouse that's around everywhere is this Kent tunic pattern from Stylark. This one is really on trend and also quite understated as well, and I think it would be great for summertime because it would just be so cool and floaty. So this one has a nice collar stand, a nice open placket, some big billowy sleeves with cuffs, and the back has a nice gathered yoke detail, so it's really pretty, really floaty. You could sew this one up in a nice floaty cotton lawn or a cotton voile, or again a nice floaty viscose or crepe to keep you cool. If you fancy a bit of a twist on the more classic style button-up shirt, I found this amazing pattern by Pattern Fantastique called the Fen shirt. This one is so pretty. It looks like your classic kind of stripy shirt just to look at it, but it also has this kind of semicircle type detail to it. So when you hold your arms up, you get that really lovely curved style. This is just a little bit different, so I thought I would include it as a different take on the normal classic button-up style shirt. So with this one, you've got that really rounded drop shoulder style and then a curved hem as well. There are some darts for shaping, some front pockets, and you can sew it with your classic collar on a stand, a mandarin collar or a tie collar as well. So lots of different options that you can go for there. I love how they've given the example of both the striped fabrics and the plain linen as well. I think they both look so lovely. You could wear it button up as it is, or you could wear it open over a vest and a pair of shorts. And that would be a great wardrobe staple for summertime, I think. So that concludes another Sew the Trends video for spring and summertime 2024. I really hope you like the styles and trends that I have included. There are so many amazing trends around on the high street at the moment. There's definitely more that I could have included. So there may be another Sew the Trends video coming your way very soon. Let me know in the comments below which trend is your current favourite, and let me know if there are any other trends that you're planning to sew up for this season. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and if you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a like as well, so that I know to make more of this kind of video, and it also helps me out with the YouTube algorithm and all of that stuff as well. So take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy sewing, and I'll look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Bye.